Top of the morning, traders. We had a relatively slow night of trading in North America, in Asia and Europe last night. But let's take a look at what we have going into North America. First, you need to keep in mind there's almost no data coming out of North America, so we could have another day of slow zombie-like trading. But we do have one interesting setup that is developing in the majors that we're going to take a look at right now. First, it's the Aussie USD. As you can see, the Aussie USD has been climbing up this descending this ascending trend line for the majority of the last month or so, and the pair did break below it, but it's not a confirmed break yet because we can see we also had a break below many other times, once, twice, three times in in early trading. So what we're going to look for is we're going to look for a 4-hour close, 4-hour close. Firmly below this level, so not the 9-hour, not the close that's going to happen at 9 a.m., but it'll be more likely the close that happens at 1 a.m. And if it is firmly below this level, and we have a wick that doesn't even touch this trend line, it could be an opportunity to go short the pair for a break lower. It would be somewhere similar to a wick like this, where it's firmly below that ascending trend line, and then we'd get a push lower. But the problem with this pair as we have this yearly descending trend line right below, and I've spoken about this line quite a few times, and you can see that the pair has been contained by this descending trend line going back to the middle of last year, and it's tested once, twice, three. It looks like this could be the fourth time. So we're going to have to be very careful with the move down to that level because it could definitely find sellers. But it's nice that it is so low because any move down in this pair, we'll probably get a reaction with the pullback below from any hits to that line. So basically we look for a close below this line and more than likely a push below here to really get excited. But if we do get a bounce, we could play the bounce for a push back up towards the 106 region. Let's take a look at the other pairs. The Euro USD trying to break out of the top of its range. It's still in a tight range. The bottom is 131.25. The top's 131.80. If we get a break, it favors a move towards 133. We'll have to keep a look at that pair. The Great Britain USD not really getting much momentum above this bull bear line at 161.80, 162. We could just see continued move sideways. Don't really have a signal either. Like I had a signal on the 1-hour chart, but it didn't coincide with the price action, but just a max signal to go long, and it's excuse me, it is still pushing higher. What I'd like to do is see a push below this resistance zone and get an indicator to go short, so that we'd have a price action and technical and a relatively simple indicator also indicating a push lower. Let's take a look at the New Zealand USD. Still a little bit under the weather. Sorry for the coughing. New Zealand USD, as you can see, the pair seems to be finding its base here at the 84 level. What would really set my mind that we could see a push lower is if it does break back below the 83.50, then I would favor an entire retracement and favor a rather big retracement of the entire move, higher. And we could get a pushback. Let's throw some fib levels up there. Actually, I can tell you right now, it'll be about the 81.50 level if we break below it'll be about the 82.50 level if we break below the 83.50. The USD CAD still just trying to break higher, but until we get a break of this 98.75 level, let's just go to the very top, the 98.80 level. Let's move this until we get a break of that 98.80 level. I would still we're still in the old trading range, which we'll show you here. That favors a push down to the 97.64, but of course we need a break at this bottom of the range right now at 98.25 before that could kick in. The USD JPY still consolidating below 84, which is an interesting development because of the elections and so forth. Longer we hold here, it could favor sell the news type of play that we spoke about. We could get a push back down towards this trend line when I would expect we'd get a bounce from there. Let's look at some of the majors. We're probably, I'm guessing, consolidating in the Aussie majors, that is. Consolidating also. The gap has closed, though, it looks like, or it's attempting to close the gap in that pair. The Euro just drifting sideways. CAD if it moves back below 85, we could get, if we can get a close of the gap and a push back down towards 83. New Zealand gap closed also, and the Great Britain JPY, the gap hasn't closed at all in that pair, so we could see a push down to the 135 level to close that gap before the week. What I would look for in that pair is it looks like we have a pretty clear cut ascending trend line right here. If we get a break of that trend line right there, that would favor a push down towards about the 134.31 level. So keep a lookout for that, and I'll keep you informed of that. I like that trade setup right there. All right, everybody. It's probably going to be more likely a slow day of trading. Watch the pound maybe back into this resistance zone, 162, 168. The euro, the top of this resistance zone at 131.80, and the Aussie, we're going to be watching to see what kind of if we can get some follow through for the break of this zone. All right, good luck trading.